Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan from Ryan's Tech Guide, and I'm here to help you with your tech. So tonight we're going to be talking about laptops. We're going to be talking about a price point of between $500 and $600. This is going to be another one of my buyer guide videos that I'm doing in a number of a set, especially towards whenever Black Friday and Christmas is arriving. This is hopefully information you can take to help you when you want to buy a device for a loved one or yourself. Basically, what we're going to go through in this video is we're going to go through that number, why it's so popular. We're going to go through advantages, disadvantages of this price point. We're going to be talking about the specs of laptops and what to look for. We're also going to talk about brands, and we're going to talk about the idea of extended warranties for this particular price. If you decide to stay around for the video till the end, I'm going to be reviewing 3 laptops on a few websites. I'm going to go over the laptops, why they are good for this price. So with that, let's just get right into it. So the $500 to $600 laptop, why is it so popular? Well, it's popular because simply it's a very affordable price. It's pretty much what most people can afford today, 2022. I mean, anybody can afford more, of course, but as I said, it's one of the most popular ones out there. What happens is that the technology needs for people are just not the same as it used to be. The technology back 15, 20 years ago was always growing exponentially. It was always getting stronger and more complex. So people needed more devices upgraded. Well, today, I find that the laptops have become so good that a $500 to $600 laptop with the proper specs can give you what you need. Now, I know in a video previously, I did say that you'd like to focus a laptop on between 800 and up for a price. But the thing is that I've looked at this, I've spoke to people, I've read more about this particular price point, and I've just come to the conclusion that a video is required. And you know what? I will say there is a market for this number. So with that, let's just go into the next point. So we're going to go with advantages and disadvantages. Now, the advantage, of course, is the low cost, with the fact that laptops are very powerful to begin with now for what the needs are, especially in the cloud world. Keeps the cost low. This is what people are looking for, with the fact that technology's improved. You don't have CD-ROMs anymore. You have better battery. You have just better technology all around. So the prices drop because the demand's high. But here's the issue. The issue is, because the demand is so high for this number, is that the fact, I think, in my opinion, that this particular price point will eventually disappear, or at least disappear for a period of time. Now, here are the reasons why. The thing is that the laptops today, with the constraints throughout the world, with chips being not available, manufacturing not finding workers or having trouble finding workers, and a number of other reasons, transportation, gridlock, all of that's come up. The parts are just not available. So the laptops are becoming less available to have. So what happens, like anything else, when there's not as much available to build or to sell, well, the price will go up, and it will continue to go up. And so what's happening now is that a $500 laptop is now more $750 to $800 for the most part for what you're going to get. Now, I don't know how long this would last. I don't even know if this is going to happen, but I'm just thinking, based on what I've seen and what I've seen on websites, with the fact you keep seeing the words refurbished, open boxes, but especially refurbished is starting to pop up more and more all over. They're finding it more difficult to find new laptops to sell. So especially at this price point. So that's the reason why I say this is a big disadvantage, because the demand is just high. What we're going to do next, we're going to go into specs. I'm going to put my IT hat, technician hat on, and I'm going to tell you that, for instance, when you're looking for a laptop that's in this price point, for any price point, but this particular one, you want to get the i3, the Intel i3 or the Ryzen 3. These particular processors are very good. They will do the job for most people today. They're not the most powerful processors, but for the bulk of what people need for the average user, which is web-based, Office 365, Google Suite, watching Netflix, doing, emails, any of those general tasks that people need, these laptops can handle it. Now, what you also want to look for is 8 gig of RAM. 8 gig is the minimum now. Do not go with 4. Always go with 8 gig or higher. The reason why is because the processors might be a little less powerful. The RAM will help pick up the difference. And with the hard drive, they all work together, of course, but if you choose these specs, this will help you get a better performance. I said 128 gig or higher hard drive. Now, because a lot of people work on the web through their jobs or remotely or whichever, a lot of people go through the cloud-based services. A hard drive with 128 gig may be sufficient for a lot of people because you have those cloud services now. If you're a heavy user with, lots of video, lots of pictures, big files, anything like that, honestly, these laptops clearly are not meant for yourself, but they could be meant for anybody else that only needs those generalized tasks. So I'm saying 128 might be fine for what you need. Please have a look at that. Now, quickly, we're going to talk about brands. Of course, I always push the 4 brands I trust, which is ASUS, HP, Dell, and Lenovo. There are other brands out there, but these are the 4 that I always push for people to buy. I've had very low issues with these companies. They've all improved their product over the years. The other companies too are out there. They are okay, but I like these. So these are the ones I recommend to people. So please keep an eye out for those. Now, the next big question, and it's interesting, is that the extended warranty question. Should you buy an extended warranty for a laptop of $500 or a little bit more? And the question is, the answer is, sorry, it depends on what you're looking for. Now, depending on your financial situation, depending on how you use your device, some people like to have their drink nearby. Some people like to have heavy objects nearby their device. Well, there's a greater risk, and it does happen, where accidents can occur. And what happens then, it'll break and fall and cause issues. Now, here's the deal. If the extended warranties in the stores are excellent, they're good, and they're reasonably cost. I don't know what that reasonable cost number would be ideally, because so many stores have different models of extended warranty. Basically, I would say at least inquire about it. It doesn't mean that you have to buy it. They all come with brand new 1-year warranties. Most of the time, these laptops will stop working within that year if there's a problem. But the big issue is more of like if there's accidents or spills, where that's pretty much where the extended warranty would come in and take care of it. If it's a little more difficult, it would be maybe worth looking at. So absolutely, please contact your people, your stores that are in your cities, and see what they have for extended warranties if it's this low. I mean, I've pushed before is that it depends on the need. That's why I'm saying that. Me in particular, I don't particularly buy them. I wear them. I run them for a year, see what happens. And usually if I buy certain products, they will last a very long time. That's my opinion for me. And again, it all comes down to what you need. So what we're going to do next is that I'm going to share my screen. And here are the 3 laptops that I will review quickly. Now, these laptops are all below $500. I'm going to go over the specs, and then I'm going to explain the reasons, and then I'll go and wrap up the video. So this is from, I'll start here. Actually, it was supposed to go the other way, but that's okay. So this is Canada Computers. They have, again, this is the place I buy all my hardware, and for other people too, I recommend these guys if you're in Canada, of course. This is the ASUS Vivobook 15. It has a Ryzen, it has an AMD Ryzen 3 3250U, which is the processor, again, CPU. It has 8 gig of RAM. It has 128 gig drive. So of course the drive is a little smaller. That can cause people to say, I'm not too keen on that. As I said before, 128 can be okay for a lot of people. It just depends on how your file management works. Has Windows 11 Home. It also has the 15-inch screen. Now, I believe this has that anti-glare on it, which can be a problem. Some people don't care for it, especially if you're inside a fluorescent light room. You will be seeing yourself quite often, which can cause you to be annoyed. The second thing about this particular one is it's a 15-inch screen, but it has a full keyboard as well. So when you look at this particular one, it has a full keyboard, which a lot of people like. This would actually be a really nice device. At $449 for this device, absolutely a laptop to look at. And this will take care of pretty much most people's needs. I've actually worked with this laptop already for somebody else. It was really nice to work with. It had a very nice speed to it, booted up very quickly. I mean, the drive was a little smaller, as I said, but for this particular person, this laptop was perfectly fine for what they needed. Absolutely a laptop to consider. Second one we're going to talk about, again, from Canada Computers. This is a Canadian channel. So as I say, I try to support Canadian companies. This is the HP 14-inch i3. So this is the Intel version. It's an 11th generation. Now, as you can see here with this number, it'll say 1125G4. The 11th is the the 11 at the beginning is generation number. So every year Intel brings up a new generation of laptop. This is the 11th generation, which puts it right on par with everybody else. This would be definitely one to look at. It has 8 gig of RAM, of course. This has a 256 gig drive. So it's double the size of the one previously, Windows Home. HP, I find these particular notebooks are very, very nice. They have also quite a bit of input outputs. So they have lots of USB ports, a few, maybe 1 to 2 USB-Cs, which is that new style you see with Samsung phones and other devices. It's just very light, and I find it just looks like a nice laptop. Comes, of course, with a webcam. One of the things that will shy away from people is the 14-inch screen. A lot of people like 15 or bigger. I don't mind a 14-inch screen. Actually, it's more my preference. It doesn't have a full keyboard, of course, but that's because of the form factor that it is. I just find this particular laptop's a nice setup for a lot of people. So I strongly suggest this. This is another one, $449 on sale from $749. So this is a very good deal. $300 off. Excellent price. And you just check the availability below. This is another one that I would highly recommend. Now we're going to switch gears over to Staples. Now this is Staples Canada. They also have an ASUS 14-inch screen machine. This is the Ryzen 3, of course, 3250U, very similar to the one that we saw earlier. 5 gig, fifth, but this one has a 512 gig SSD. So this has even more hard drive space. So this would be more for a user that may want to do more work, use the more hard drive space. So this would be one of them I would recommend as well. Now, this has Windows 10 Home. You can inquire with Staples to see if it can upgrade to a Windows 11. I will be upfront. Windows 10 still works quite well. Windows 10 also has its updates still. It still gets its security updates and all that. So you can keep it to Windows 10 if you wish, if it's your preference. I believe Windows 10 is still good to at least about 2025. But with Windows 11, maybe they offer a free upgrade. So it's absolutely worth looking at. Again, 14-inch screen, smaller keyboard form factor could be an issue for people. I also believe it has the anti-glare screen as well, which can be, again, another issue. However, there are laptops out there that you can look. They can get the non-glare screen. So these are the 3 laptops I'm suggesting. So that's essentially the buyer's guide. So if there's any questions, please leave comments below if you wish. I will tag these 3 laptops in the description below. If you really like this channel and you like what I'm doing with my content, please hit the like or subscribe button. If you wish to see more content, please hit the notification bell, which is on the right. And I want to say thank you so much for watching. As always, the support has always been excellent and it will always be very much appreciated. And thanks again. And I will see you in the next video. Have a good night.